the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
This is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
It's Tim Albright with AVNation with an InfoComm 2019 special. What we're doing is we're previewing InfoComm 2019 comes your way June 8th through the 14th. The show floor is June 12th through the 14th. And with me today are two fabulous people from AVIXA, the folks who put on InfoComm 2019. First and foremost, Ms. Barbara Bleskowski. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello.
And also with her is her partner in crime, Brad Grimes. Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Crime Grimes. Right on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Let's let it rip.
Oh my gosh. So Tim, can I just tell you the number of times that I've heard Brad say "let it rip" before today? I can count on one hand, which would be 0 times. So when he said, "Yeah, let's go on AVNation, let's let it rip," you can give me a noogie, and I'm like, "What's happening?" Do you like?
I'm saying a noogie. You
said noogie.
Wet Willie.
Oh
That's
yeah.
my office.
Yes. So as you can tell, we have an awesome time. We're looking forward to the best week of the year as far as I'm concerned. So less than a month away.
Less than a month away as we record this. And just for clarification, they are in the same office. They just happen to be in 2 different computers right now.
Yes.
Same location, somewhere in an undisclosed area of Virginia. But let's kind of break this whole thing down. We've talked a number of times. We've talked with exhibitors. We did a special on education. But Barbara, we'll start with you on this. I say that it really starts on the 8th, and that's when the education starts. You guys have 3-day education classes, and we'll go over Tuesdays again. But talk for a second about the opening reception and kind of what starts off the show floor, that's on Tuesday.
So I would actually say that Tuesday really kicks off with the first timers orientation. So we have one in the morning and we have one in the afternoon. They're free for all attendees to attend, and we've got over 1,500 people registered this year, which is like 5 times as many as we usually have. So we're totally looking forward to it. We have to put it in the Chapin Theater. So I've asked if I can get one of those like nude colored like microphone things like Janet Jackson. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. But it's a fun hour with me, with our director of expo sales and our director of member services, and we just talk about stuff on the show floor, stuff that you can find at the show, AVIXA membership, events, receptions, all kinds of stuff, just to give people a primer on what's going to happen during the week and just basic FAQs and get to know people and make sure that their first experience with InfoComm is a good one. I have noticed that there are some people who it's not their first time coming to the show, and I guess they just want to hang out, and that's totally cool too. But there's those two. Yeah.
That this is for first timers, right? But I was wondering if some people may want to come to that because 2 different reasons. Number one, there are new exhibitors every year.
Right.
Number 2, because InfoComm goes between Orlando and Vegas, and this year we're in Orlando, the show floor may change, right? Or the layout may change. So does it make sense maybe if you want to kind of get a good overarching view?
Totally. I mean, because it does give you like a very, we do an overview of the show floor and okay, where's the audio pavilion? Where's the UCC pavilion? Where are the education sessions? Where's the AVIXA store? All of that kind of stuff is covered. And yeah, if you've only ever gone to the show in Vegas, it definitely gives you the lay of the land so you know where to go. And then after that is going to be the opening reception, which we're having this year at Point Orlando. We've had to kind of up our game every year. So first it started with mangoes in 2017. Then we had it at the Omnia in 2018. And since there is no Omnia Orlando, we decided to just rent out a bunch of restaurants and have like an open air reception. There is going to be some coverage because, as you know, Orlando can get rainy. So we have InfoComm ponchos, very stylish, made by Glad or Hefty, I think. But anyway, they're very, very nice with the logo. It's there's several restaurants there, open bar, food. It's just a really fun time to welcome people to the show and kind of get your show kicked off for Wednesday morning.
And that's Tuesday night. And just for folks who had not been to the show in Orlando, Point Orlando is within walking distance of the Orange County Convention Center.
It is. And so if you're at the convention center because you're doing education classes, you can walk from the convention center, or there's going to be buses from the hotels. So if there's a shuttle bus from your hotel, obviously if you're staying at the Hyatt, there's no shuttle bus because you can walk. But if you're staying at another property, there's going to be buses taking you to the reception. We're not going to bring you home though, because you might stay out all night and do some like AV Roki or something, hang out, do some karaoke with some people, who knows? So you're on your own to get home, but we'll get you there.
All right. Brad, let's kind of break down Tuesday though, because it really is kind of the kickoff of everything. You've just finished 3 days of classes if you've taken the 3-day classes, but I don't believe that you literally could do everything that's happening on Tuesday between Tide, between emerging trends, between all the other education, the higher ed conferences that are going on. So kind of break down Tuesday.
Well, I don't think you want to try to do everything you can do on Tuesday. I think the most important thing first of all, I think Barbara's being modest, or maybe she's not, but the first time, that orientation has become like the thing on Tuesday, in addition to these other things. I mean, it's a great presentation. So I highly recommend that. But, I'm sort of the straight man. When I used to go to the show as a journalist, and I would look at the education. I would look at the sessions. And I was opening up the program for this year, and Tuesday is packed. So not only do you have Emerging Trends Day, which pretty much goes all day, and you have Tide, which is a great conference that takes place all day. It's taking place at the convention center, so it's convenient for anybody who wants to. But the educational program that day is huge. I mean, there are so many sessions that start on Tuesday. It really is a 4-day show. I mean, especially for the higher ed people, the folks who work with technology in higher ed. There's a ton of great education sessions on Tuesday. So I encourage people to look at what's available on Tuesday and try to pick out some things that they want to go to. But yeah, there's a lot going on. The audio demo rooms start early. When I used to go as an editor, the audio demo rooms were a key thing to check out. It's a great way to experience the technology in person. Chill when you need to chill. So yeah, everything starts on Tuesday. I mean, clearly it starts before if you're really there for 3-day courses, whether it's in CTS prep or something like that. I mean, there's something for everybody. So yeah, I think we've given tips, or you've heard tips from many people. I mean, it's a show worth taking some time beforehand and plan it out. Figure out how you're going to try to get to as much as possible. But there's something for everybody.
You guys started opening up those demo rooms a number of years ago on Tuesday, and I think that's incredibly important to point out the fact that they do get jammed up, Wednesday and Thursday, and so taking advantage of that on Tuesday is incredibly helpful, not just for journalists, but also for somebody who has that on their list. But maybe they're got meetings on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Jumping in on Tuesday, I think, is incredibly important.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great decision, and we're glad that all the audio companies supported it. But yeah, it's an excellent opportunity to get the show kicked off right.
Yeah.
Barbara, you mentioned earlier the InfoComm show store. So this is something that has honestly evolved and grown over the last 10, 15 years that I've gone. Talk about some of the new things you guys have got coming this year.
So kind of being nerdy, this is the first year we're going to have digital signage and no actual sticker prices. What? That is bonkers. Let me tell you what. Mind blowing. No, I told Freeman, we were talking about setting up the store, and I'm like, yeah, can I have digital signage? They're like, sure. And I'm like, because I think that putting stickers on stuff is lame, and then I can change the prices on the fly. I'm like, what? This is crazy. So totally psyched about that. I personally picked out everything, so it's going to be cool. I got a V-neck for Mr. Luke Jordan because he belly ached about it for 2 years. And I figured I'll just order 100 V-necks just to get him off my back. But it's, it's a VIXA, it's cool VIXA stuff, t-shirts. We got backpacks, hats, notebooks. It's all very reasonably priced. I mean, we're not looking to make a ton of money on this stuff. We just want people to have cool looking stuff. We brought back CTS polos, which we didn't have last year. And there were a lot of people that were like, I just passed my CTS test, man. I want a polo. So those are back. And we've added there's a $10 coupon if you have passed your CTS at the show. Go to the certification desk. They'll give you a $10 coupon to use on your CTS polo. So I think it ends up being like $25 or something. So it's a great deal. There's also a $5 coupon for any Avixa members to use. So, and maybe some sales, maybe some flash sales between 8 and 9 o'clock on Wednesday before the ribbon cutting. Hint, hint. Spoiler alert. Maybe a sale on Friday. But so there's going to be some good stuff. Either that or Brad's going to be coming home with a lot of Avixa t-shirts.
Well, yeah.
Things you learn on this podcast.
You mentioned the backpack, which honestly, the first time I saw it was kind of cool. It's not just a regular backpack; it's a rolling backpack. It has a handle to come on, so you can roll it through the airport.
It is, and so back when before we were Avixa and we were InfoComm International, we had this black rolling backpack, and you see them I've seen them in airports. I've seen people on the metro in DC with them, and so this year we wanted to do something where people, because we know a ton of people have those, and I wish I had one of the new rolling backpacks.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right over.
Oh, what? Oh, whoa! Oh man, this is live TV, people. So, so what we're going to do is for the first 250 people that bring their old InfoComm rolling backpack, it says InfoComm International on it, you can bring it to the Avixa member booth and trade it in for a free, beautiful Avixa. Oh, come in. Dun 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 dun. Oh, look, it still has the wrapper on it too. It's like, ooh. So this jobby. So you see how it has like the little wheels and the whole thing.
Right over my face.
Yes. So so this, if you have one that says InfoComm International, bring it to the Avixa booth. First 250 people, brand new, with the Avixa logo. So it's going to be a fun time. Wait, where are you going? Well, you changed your clothes.
You didn't change his clothes.
He did. Come here. Look at this. Look at this guy.
Oh,
Look, he changed his clothes for real. Huh? On brand, baby, all the time.
So a practical question here. Send him back to his desk.
Yeah, he's got to go back. I was admiring how he went from the Avixa sweater to the InfoComm shirt. I mean,
it's
like Superman.
You said it's the first 250 people. So when does the show? When does the store open? Because
So it's not at the store. It's at the Avixa booth.
Okay.
Oh, come on, man. It's at the Avixa booth. So the Avixa booth is right next to registration.
Yeah.
So if you're queuing up for registration, you will be standing next to the Avixa booth.
And
Pop in there with your old backpack, get a new backpack.
And
Free
when
charge.
When does that?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
I would say Wednesday, Thursday. We probably won't have any on Friday. So get there as soon as you can and trade it in. So it's the exact same backpack. I mean, I have one. I love it. And it's got all kinds of pockets and you can wheel it around. So we wanted to make sure it was the same quality, really nice. But now it's got the Avixa logo, woohoo. So just like a little gift for our peeps. Why not? So this is what happens when a marketing person's in charge.
Yeah, can we get back on the rails here?
It's free stuff. That I think.
I know, right? People like free stuff. What are you talking about?
So to clarify here, if you have an old InfoComm backpack, and this is the old InfoComm, the red lettering and everything,
Yes.
bring
Yes.
it to the InfoComm show. Go to the Avixa booth Wednesday,
Yes.
Thursday, or Friday, and you'll get a free Avixa. They'll
Yep. Yes,
Don't
we
get
will
that
trade-
bag though, because that's my bag.
That's his bag, right?
You have
And
to wear
I
backpack.
will say it's important to note that any backpacks that are still in usable condition, we do donate to a local charity.
Oh, very
So-
good. Awesome.
So if you have one that's in great condition, bring it anyway, trade it, and then we'll give yours to a local charity.
Excellent. As we got to wrap up here, I want to ask each of you. Brad, we'll start with you. What is your favorite thing about this show?
Well, so I worked in computers and IT publishing. I was a computer journalist for a long time, and like so many of us, stumbled into the AV industry. And the show itself is just like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, I went to lots and lots of technology trade shows in my life, and the show is just it's got a different energy. The industry itself is just fundamentally different than any kind of technology industry. The people are fundamentally different. So it really is an exciting week. I mean, from where we sit, it's a lot of prep. For the exhibitors, it's a lot of prep. For even the attendees, getting themselves ready is a lot of prep. And there's some stress involved in there. But it's sort of like the wedding that my wife and I planned years ago. And you know, it was stressful right up to that point. And this is the day where about May 15th, there's a time where it's just like the prep has been, you know, rigorous, but you just get excited. I mean, it really is like a week-long party. And I think, you know, a lot of the people who attend feel the same way. So for me, it's it's really, you know, it's an exciting thing.
And I think like your wedding, it goes by so quickly. All of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's Friday. When did it become Friday? You know, and we've already been there at least a week by Friday, but it does go by really, really quickly. So I would say that the thing that I like about it the best, and I've worked in trade shows for a long time, is just the community of people are so awesome. It's just, you know, I've gotten to know so many people just through my Twitter shoe ridiculousness, but everybody's just so welcoming and so awesome and so fun to talk to. And the tweet up is awesome. And just like the people that I've met in the industry by going to the show and working on the show, and just people are awesome. You know, they're just real. There's no snooty attitudes. I mean, that's what I love the most is it's like having like all your buds and getting together and having a good time and looking at cool stuff.
Yeah, it is like a week-long party and also a week-long reunion.
Hangover. Oh no.
I was going down the reunion road and you connecting with people, so yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you both so much. Mr. Brad Grimes, how do people get a hold of you?
Whoa. I might, we're all at avixa.org, and you know, if you find me on Twitter at bgrimesdc. Is that what my handle is?
That is what your handle is. Yes.
I'll be there all week. You can find me in the press room where we'll be, you know, hosting all the great media that comes to the show, and then I'll be all over the place. So I'll still have the beard then, so you'll be able to find me.
Yeah, and I will mention one thing about the media. You guys have grown that the last 5 or 6 years to include some really great folks that are not necessarily traditional, you know, the AV press, but you reached out, you got some really great folks coming, and you have for the last couple of years, and I think it's really great to get different perspectives and to get different voices on our space. I think that's really
important. And I know you had the content podcast where we talked about a lot of the different topics that we're covering at this year's show, and media from those areas are coming as well. So you'll have retail media, you'll have hospitality media, you'll have media from the higher education space at the show, because, you know, they've got a universe of people that we would like to converse with as an industry, and they are interested enough to come find out what we're up to and tell their constituencies about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Ms. Barbara, how do people get a hold of you?
I am BarbXG on Twitter, also at Avixa, and if you can manage to spell my name, then yeah, send me an email, go for it. If you can spell Bliskowski, props to you. Email me directly, but BarbXG on Twitter.
All right, very good. And just since I don't think that we've said this more than once, go by the website, infocommshow.org, if you haven't registered yet. And if you haven't made your plans, go by there as well for all of the stuff that we've talked about today and a whole lot more. For us,
you want to use your VIP code, Tim? How do they get a free pass, Tim?
Yes, Barbara. Yes, please do that. For our VIP code, you can get a free pass to InfoComm. Use the code AVNation.
There you go.
There you go. All right. But for us, and you can follow along as we also head to Orlando, not nearly as early as these two, but shortly behind them. We'll bring you everything from the show floor. We do have a tweet of Barbara was very nice to mention that. That is a get together of anybody and everybody. You're free to come. Free food and drinks for about 2 hours, 4 to 6 on Wednesday, June 12th. But you can find all that information and more at our InfoComm show coverage page on the website, avnation.tv, avnation.tv.